anyone.
I know.
He didn't tell
That's
anyone.
the biggest shock of the game.
He was so confident in us.
Oh, we know.
It feels a little sweeter, actually. I feel evil.
So I feel like I could make a good case for myself because I feel like, I mean, they've kind of had one strategy and they have followed it through, but I feel like I've had to survive more obstacles. I'm just like,
Let me just ask one question. So you articulated your argument against the alliance you were thinking you would go to the end with.
Yeah.
The other side decides who wins.
Yeah.
Does that argument with this jury win?
I don't know. I truly think if Maria made it, I don't think there's any way that she could win. I don't think people see her as a strong competitor that has made independent moves. So it just depends on if they will truly look at game moves throughout the whole game, or if they'll go on kind of who they're drawn to personally.
My perfect situation would be with Courtney, and it would be a final two. Would be my perfect situation. I don't think that if I went final three with the teachers that they would bring me because they're so tight. I've talked to Katie. I don't talk as much strategy with Hannah, but I talked to Katie, and Katie knows that she wouldn't beat either, and she's talked to me about that. That's why I didn't pitch the teachers thing. She pitched that to me. And if it's a final three, I might need to consider going with the teachers.
I am really confident in the moves I've made. I have been on the right side of the vote every time, as has my alliance. And going to the end, first of all, it's going to be hard to get to the end. And it's amazing how I see it in sight. And I'm just like so thirsty for it. Now, I really need to think about the best person to take to the end rather than the most convenient person for me. So thinking about reds versus yellow in the jury, I think Desiree either respects me or is upset by me. And then Bryce and Kathy, I think they will respect the conversations that we had where I was completely open with them and saying that I'm going to try to make this flip happen, but just I'm going to tell you that like I'm going to try and it might not work, it might not fall through. So I think I have that relationship with them that no one else does.
This was my goal, so everything here is just fun.
Well, now you have new goals.
Huh?
Now you have new goals.
There are new goals, but I don't think I can be disappointed in myself. I think the fact that I haven't been taken out just for having a second chance is quite an accomplishment. So.
This challenge is called Steady As You Go. Each of you are going to have one station. You have a stack of 10 blocks. You're going to use a long pole with a prong on the end to pick up one of those blocks. You're going to come forward with your block no farther than the ladder. You're going to start to maneuver the block using the pole through the metal course, and then at the top there's a small platform. You're going to place the block. Once you get your first block, you head back, pick up your second block, repeat the process. If at any time the blocks fall, all the blocks that fall, you can pick them up with your hands, take them back, stack them on your table, restart. If any blocks fall and some still remain on the platform at the top, you can leave them on the top. There's a white mark on each of the poles. You'll see it. Your hands need to be behind the white mark. It's up to you how you use the ladder. If you want to stand on it, you can. If you don't have to. You just can't come any farther forward than the ladder. Any questions?
Can you stand to the side of the ladder?
You can. You just can't come forward.
Your toes can't go past the front of it?
Correct. We're going to draw for spots. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, hands need to be behind the white tape. Work your block through, stack it on the top. Once you're complete, come back, grab your second piece, etc. Once you have all 10 blocks steady on the top for a 3 count, you win. Any questions? Survivors ready? Go! Courtney drops her block, she's headed back. Katie headed back. Anna's through. She's got her first place. Maria working on her first. She's got that. Katie drops. Long challenge, lots of time to make up ground. Courtney's got her first. Maria's got her second. Anna coming back with her third. Placing her second block. She's got it. Hannah's got her third. We're working on her third. She's got it. Katie's got her first one out. Courtney places her third. Anna places her fourth. Maria's got her fourth. Courtney's got her fourth. Anna has 5. She's still in the lead. Katie's got her second. Marie and Courtney both placing their fifth at the same time. Anna's got her sixth. Courtney has her sixth. Maria has her sixth. Katie's got three. Anna's power wobbling a bit. She's got seven. Courtney's got her seven.
Where'd it go? Right here?
Courtney's on number 8. Maria's got her 7. Courtney's got it. She's now in the lead. Anna has her 8. Anna drops, she's heading back. Courtney's got number 9, 1 block to go. Maria's got her 8. Courtney comes back with her last block. Working her way through the maze. She's headed back. Anna working on number 9. Courtney up with her last block. Can she get this? Wind picking up just as she's ready to let go. Anna working her way. 1, 2,
Good job, girl. Oh my gosh, thank you. Good job, girl. That was awesome. I was
Nice job, Courtney.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Atta girl.
Handlers, grab that. Now bring in the members of our jury. Desiree, Rachel, Kathy, Bryce, Justin voted out the last time. Hannah, speaking of Justin, when those votes came out, you had this big look of, wow, what just happened on your face.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
None of us knew that Justin had an idol. And we thought for sure he would tell us if he had an idol. We made a solid core alliance many days ago, which is probably only 2 days ago.
Who's the we?
Well, it was me, Katie, and Justin. And it has been really fun going all this way with them.
Maria,
What's up?
it's just the four of you now.
Yeah.
We've talked about yellow, 5, we've had pairs, we've had all kind of discussions, but now something's got to give. How does this happen?
Oh, well, I'm nervous. It's crazy because I think we've all, between the 5 of us with Justin, I think we all had so many groups that we were talking to and it's just a matter of which one sticks. It was by no means all girls the whole way. That's not what happened. We had so many different groups that we were doing that, again, it's just what goes through today.
Courtney, obviously you're safe from this vote. You're headed to final 3. That's got to feel real good.
It does. It feels amazing.
Does that influence how you're going into this vote? Feeling safe, maybe you can be a little more bold, or do you know that you've got something in place already, or is this still a dynamic situation?
I'd like to think that what I've had in place is what's going to play out, but you just never know.
Katie, how about you? How are you feeling with this final 4?
It's obviously really tough. Anything past that 5 was going to be very tough for us. This is going to be an emotional vote, but it's going to be the best vote for me.
Okay, with that, let's get to it. Hannah, you're up.
Who am I gonna vote for?
Hannah, you're a really sweet girl, but the jury sees you as controlling the votes, and that's not going to help me win this final tribal.
I'll read the votes. First vote. Hannah. Katie. 1 vote Hannah, 1 vote Katie. Hannah. 2 votes Hannah, 1 vote Katie. Sixth member of our jury, Hannah. That's 3. That's enough.
In my wildest dreams, I never thought I would make it this far and be considered a threat. Wow. And be Maria and Courtney are taking each other. No doubt about it. I want to see Katie in the end, and I want to give her my vote. The choice was flip on Justin with the girls, flip on Justin with Kathy and Bryce. Who made the decision? Katie. And that was her call. Okay. And look where we are.
One of the white blocks, in one hand, your choice, you'll be supporting the rope. On the end of the teeter-totter will be a pot holding a small sandbag. Your job is to keep that teeter-totter level so that your pot does not fall. If the pot falls, you're out. We'll let the first round go 5 minutes. Anybody still in after 5 minutes, we're going to switch out the bag that's in there for a heavier bag. And then we'll keep going until we spotters, place them. I'm going to count the spotters down from 5. When I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, they're all going to let go at the same time, and this challenge is on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Challenge is on. Who wants it the most? Everyone looking real solid right now. The longer you're out here, your hand's going to start to sweat. It's going to be harder to keep your grip on that rope. Nobody moving at all. One minute elapsed. First round's going to go 5 minutes. Everybody in his zone right now. Oh, a little tilt there from Maria. Making a correction. Maria's pot drop. She's out.
Good job, Maria.
Halfway through this first round. 3 minutes elapsed. 2 minutes to go. Settled in, no movement at all. Final minute. $30 seconds left. Spotters, you can let go for a second. Same arm. Go ahead, place them.
You got this, guys. Come on.
I'm going to count you down, spotters. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Challenge is back on. Much bigger sandbag this time, about twice as much weight. Katie and Courtney both very steady. One minute elapsed. Katie's moving around. She's got it steady again.
Good save, Katie.
2 minutes elapsed. Another 5-minute round. Katie wobbling. Nice save. Halfway through this round. Winner of of this challenge is going to decide who they're going to take with them at final tribal council. Three minutes elapsed. Katie's falls. Courtney wins final immunity.
Oh my gosh.
Courtney, congratulations. Give you a little bit of time to think about who you want to bring with you to that final tribal. You can head on out.
We'll now bring in the members of our jury. Desiree, Rachel, Kathy, Bryce catching up, Justin, and Hannah voted out at the last tribal council. Congratulations, final three. Great job. Simple questions at this point. Maria, why should Courtney take you to the end?
Courtney and I have been together since the beginning. I've stayed loyal to you. And yeah, I think her mind's probably made up by now, but that's my pitch.
What about you, Katie?
I could argue that they have too similar of a story, and it would be a very difficult thing to argue since they both came from the original PZ tribe. Courtney might be able to make a stronger argument that's very unique and different than mine than she could with Maria. So that would be my pitch.
Courtney, what's your criteria? You've got two completely different situations. Somebody's been with you the entire time, somebody who joined up with later on.
Yeah.
How do you look at that?
Well, first of all, I love both Katie and Maria. They've just been wonderful to work with and get to know. So it's not an easy choice, but when it comes down to it, I think I just have to go with who I think I can beat and who I think the jury is, more likely to put votes my way. So that's all it's based on.
Anything else you ladies need to say before we get to it? Okay, let's go.
Courtney, it's time to vote.
Ooh, we got the fancy pen for the final vote. I love you. It's been awesome getting to know you and work with you. I'm so glad we had an all-girls Final Four. But in the end, I feel like you have more friends on this jury, so it's nothing personal. I love you. I hope I get your vote.
I'll read the vote. 22nd person voted out of Survival Challenge 2018 and the 7th and final member of our jury, Katie. Katie, you need to bring me your pitch.
Good job, Katie.
Katie, time for you to go. Oh, Survivor Gods. Time for you to go.
Thanks to get that chance to play a second time, and thank you all for such a rewarding experience. It's been awesome. I'm just feeling very proud that I was able to do it. I felt I was really close to doing really well last time. I was one kind of challenge in tribal council away, I thought, from going far. You know, I can't be upset making final 3 at all. So just getting this far and kind of having these new adventures and getting the full experience was pretty awesome.
Before we get to the serious matter at hand, those of you that followed the Durham Warrior Challenge in Maine know that we had a little trophy that went to the winner, and it was called the Bobster. We're not in Maine anymore. We don't have lobsters handy. So we have a more appropriately themed trophy. This is the Cobster. So ladies, this is your inspiration right here. Here's how this is going to work. I'll give each of you a chance to make an opening statement to the jury. Jury, we're going to go open format. So I'll let you ask questions as you like, gather whatever information you need. The power's now in your hands to decide which one of these two ladies will be our Survival Challenge 2018 winner. Maria, we'll start with you.
Hi guys. As you all, I think, know, I'm a huge Survivor fan, so just coming out here was a big deal for me. I wanted to, trying to remind myself I need to do 3 things. Smile, because I know my face doesn't always show how I'm really feeling. Talked about how I kind of look angry sometimes. Not talk too much, because that can get me into trouble. And just play my heart, don't have any regrets. So, night 1 with my original Peasy tribe, although the rain was pouring down, all I could think about was, oh my gosh, there are so many threats. These people are all so cool, and they all know how to talk. They were just such eloquent speakers. So, night 1, Courtney, Justin, and I had made an alliance, and I was all for it. We didn't know how everything was going to shake out. We didn't really think that we were going to be voting together, but that's where I started with them. The next day on Tocho, Justin and I went to join 3 other pairs, and I was super excited because Justin was one of my guys. He was on my original alliance. Also, I knew that he was going to be so great socially. That day, Justin and I told each other we need to not show how close we are, not show everyone that we're as tight of a 2 as we were. So we didn't really talk to each other too much. We were spreading ourselves out, and we made it through that portion pretty well. Myself taking a few hits on votes that when people were voted out, and I had to keep myself calm. Like they're aiming for me. I don't know why they're aiming for me. But that was my biggest thing day 2, was keeping myself calm, trusting Justin, trusting the other people on that tribe that had my back. Day 3, I got Jack and Jill were our pickers, who are both my Peasy tribe mates, and neither picked me. I got picked last. So I took a hit to my pride as well. But walking into that tribe, I see Justin, 1, I see Courtney, and I see Jill, so 4 from my original Peasy, and then I see Katie, Hannah, Justin, and myself from the second Tocho. So Justin and I immediately were like, this is our game to lose at this point. We've got this. We've got either avenue to take. So strategically, Justin and I were constantly throwing ideas back and forth, and that was a huge part of how we both made it so far, was that we were able to work so well together. We trusted each other so much. That day was also just making sure everyone was calm. I think I must have had a calming force. I didn't feel super calm, but reassuring people that no, it's us, we've got it, it's us, it's us, it's us. Going into the merge, we had 4 firecrackers over there who were throwing us for a loop. They really were making us paranoid. It wasn't an act that we were paranoid. All of us really were worried that someone was going to flip. And again, everyone was coming to me like, Maria, are we good? Maria, are we good? And so I think that I came out here, again, not trying to talk too much, but kind of fly under the radar. But then once it got to that point, everyone trusted me. And so I felt so confident. I also had people coming at me with different angles, Justin, Courtney, and I, obviously. Then there were the teachers, Katie, Hannah, and I come in. They were making deals with me, trying to go to the final 3. And so I really felt like I was in a good place. But again, just reassuring, calming everyone around me. The final move that I think helped me the most, and obviously I've been talking about him a lot, and I love him, but Justin, my day 1, was such a huge threat, and I knew I had to take him out. And my big move was he was looking at me again, Maria, are we good? Maria, are we good? And I had to be like, Maria, make eye contact. Maria, make sure that you're not faltering in what you say, because he is going to, if I knew he had an idol, I would have been freaking out. But that was on me as well, as making sure that everyone was calm going into the vote, which put a huge target on my back, putting them on the jury when I was calming them down and then voting them out. So I am excited for your questions. I want to be super honest. I apologize if I hurt anyone's feelings, but I don't want to apologize for my gameplay, because I don't regret much of anything that I did.
Courtney?
Can I stand?
Sure.
Hi guys. First, I love you guys. I know I didn't get to really get to know Desiree, but the first thing I want to say is my strategy going into this was to never say no to an alliance, to keep my options as open as I can, and then when the time came to make a decision, to go with who I trusted the most and who I thought I could beat in the end. And so I feel like the biggest first move that I made in this game was when our first tribes swapped, and it was Bill and I on a tribe, and we had voted yellow out the first 2 tribals, and Dion, Laura, Kathy, and John. Dion and Kathy approached about voting Bill. And at that moment, I had to make a decision. Do I just stay appeasy strong and just hope for the best? Or do I be the first one to vote against my tribe to make better relationships and better connections in this game? And so I felt that for the best of my game, I had to vote Bill out, who I loved. And that, I feel like, was really the start of my game. Well, Maria touched on Justin and our final 3 we made on day 1. But from that point on, I feel like I really opened myself up to working with Laura and Kathy and Dion, and using that as a possible final 4, depending on how the other tribes went. Keeping Justin and Maria as a possible final. So I just tried to keep my options as open as possible. And then throughout the tribals, especially once we got to the merge, I knew that I couldn't take the red tribe. Everyone roots for the underdog, and you guys were a really strong 4. And there was one moment where I considered going with Kathy, but there was a little indecision between the 3 of you, and it just kind of reaffirmed to stay strong with my original members. And I feel like the Justin vote was huge. I love you, Justin. It broke my heart to vote you out, but you are a great talker, and I know that you could talk the heck out of this final 2 and use just your wonderful charm on the jury. And Bryce was a super big threat with his immunity wins. Hannah, everyone saw you as kind of the mastermind. So I knew that those 3 that it had to go. And then when it came down to Katie and Maria, it was a really hard choice, but I ultimately went with who I thought I could beat. I've never had my name written down, and I think that's a testament to my social game. that I made sure that I had relationships with every person, and I never had my name written down. I always made sure that my name was safe and off the table. And I hope I can get your vote. Yeah, I think I played a strong social game, and I pulled out the immunities when I needed to in the end, and I would love to have your vote.
Thanks, ladies. Jury, anyone want to start?
So obviously we didn't get a ton of time together. I mean, a night and a little bit during the day and stuff, but everything today is super fast paced. So Maria, I feel like in that statement you were saying you were trying to listen and you felt like you were trying just not to talk so much, but I don't think you talked enough. I think you maybe spent too much time listening / dodging answers to the point where I don't think anybody here really understands what it is you've done. Based off what we've talked about, it almost feels like you two are just destined to sit here based off of what's happened here. So I think we all just want to know, I guess, I mean, I know you talked about your strategies, but what do you think it was that really, because we don't know you, but these guys know you're in your 5. So what was it from the 5 onward that really got you here? Not just we knew that Justin had to go home, but like, what did you specifically do? Or was it Katie came to you? Or was it Hannah came to you? Like, what did you do to decide how you sat there? And I know you won 2 immunities, but what did you do outside of that? And then, Maria, what did you do inside of all that as well? Because we don't understand the duos or who was with who, really. I know you were a tight group, but we just want more insight to exactly your games, not their games. You spent a lot of time talking about you and Justin, mostly Justin, so I want to know what you did and what you did to get past this section and get there, I guess.
Maria, you want to start?
Oh, sure. The not talking part, I thought it was better to not make a promise to you that I would break. I really wanted to work with you, Bryce in particular, but you're such a challenge threat and also the underdog story. So I didn't want to make a promise to you that I couldn't keep. Which is why I spent time talking and not talking and listening. My game point, I know I talked a lot about Justin, but Courtney and I were a strong duo, which you called out in front of everyone. And also, I thought the trio of the teachers, which are the other 2 ladies sitting there, we also talked a lot. And I think that was my move, was that I had avenues, no matter how the Justin vote went, how the Bryce vote went, no matter how that went, I felt like I had an avenue to get here, which is how I thought where I played my social game, was making sure at some way or another I was going to have an avenue. I think for the teachers thing, I think it was all of us just approaching each other. We all had so much in common.
You're talking about you and Hannah and Katie,
yes,
right?
Hannah and Katie, yeah.
Specifically, who approached who? Like you're saying a lot of people came to you. Did you go to
Yes,
one
so
of them?
Katie and I think what happened was Katie and I were in a shelter when we talked, and so I don't think anyone like walked up. I think we were
Who
talking.
started the conversation?
So it started actually with Steven. We were gonna go Steven, me, and Justin. Or not, is that,
She's not going to tell you nothing.
no, I know. I'm trying to think who were the colors. No, yeah, it was Steven. It was, because Steven and I met at the summit. And so I felt comfortable with Steven. So I was approaching Steven, and his partner in that duo. So that's where it started with the 4 on the Tocho, not the original Tocho tribe, day 2 Tocho tribe. With the teachers thing, I think it was me and Katie talking, just because I think I had a better relationship. Katie and I talked more strategy than Hannah and I ever did. I knew Hannah and Katie were close. But then I brought in Courtney into that. Courtney, I was kind of the swinger with the Courtney and Justin, and then the 2 girls. So that's how I felt. And I know they said they had something with Justin, which I was unaware of, obviously. But I felt like I could swing either way with those 2 groups. Does that answer your question?
Sort of.
Well, yeah, or unless you guys
Go,
wanna-
go, yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, because I just want her to answer the question too. Okay. Do you remember the question? Like, I just mean like I don't know.
Like relationships with this 5, how I
Yeah,
got
like how,
past
like what
this.
did, but like specifically what
Yeah.
you did in that, not who approached you, but what you did to ensure your spot there. And I know immunities are probably also a part of that, but in terms of strategy, I want to know exactly what you did.
So day 1, I do think Justin approached me first and just said, I want to work with you. But I believe I was the one that said, let's get Maria as a 3rd, so at least we have a core 3, because we knew that Jack and Jill were close, and it seemed like Jill and Bill were also close. So we knew that the 3 of us had to stick together, and so I suggested Maria. We kind of connected right off the bat, and I felt like she was someone that I could trust and someone that I could beat in the long-term game. So
We also had a Final Four with Jack.
We did have a Final Four with Jack.
we did,
Say it there.
yes.
So close.
I wasn't necessarily planning on taking Jack. No offense, Jack. Yes, we had a Final Four with Jack as well, but bringing in Maria was my idea because I felt like I could hold her trust over her and Justin. As far as Hannah, I felt like she was the biggest threat here, and it was kind of I think Katie did approach me on staying with the 3 because we knew that Hannah was a threat. All of you, and all the tribal councils, Hannah's name got brought up. So that it wasn't a smart move, and we never really worked together past voting the 4 out. And then with Katie and Maria, yeah, I think we all had built trust, and ultimately it came down to just who I thought I could beat in the end, and that was someone I pulled in day 1.
I will say I do think I pulled you into the 5 then. Because I think that she was on the bottom, she came in with Dion, and that was her only person that she came in with. And so I pulled her in to that alliance because I felt that if we went with Jill will grab all the votes. So grabbing Courtney to join this 4, which was the day 2 Tocho, to get into our day 3 Tocho, I think I brought Courtney because I knew I could trust Courtney, and that was the best thing for me.
I will have to say too, can I respond to that? I went into that tribe on the bottom with Dion, and I worked my way into working with each person and building those relationships to gain trust and get to the end.
How?
So, well, one was I knew Dion was a big threat, and I knew that everyone wanted to get Dion. And I knew that Maria and Justin I could really trust. And I did have to trust them somewhat because they knew more people than I did. And so I had to make that decision to cut Dion, who I love. But he was the biggest threat. And I feel like from there I gained trust because they knew we were a tight Appeasy 4. And I feel like everyone could see how tight we were going through all of those losses and then those few wins. And I was willing to turn on someone who I really, truly did love and trust in order to make connections to get me far.
First of all, congratulations. Love you guys, and I did not take it personal. I love the game, and I'm very proud of you guys. And as much as people might say you didn't play a hard game, I know you guys played a hard game, and you guys should really feel proud of your game. I do have to say though, I'm honored the amount of times my name has come up. I really do believe though that this 5 was strong. I was the glue of the 5. I was with these 3 and I pulled in Maria, and then I was with you 2 and I was working it to have both, and then I was going to go with you 2 to the end, and I was 100% always true to that. So my question to you is, to both of you, what move did you make to take me out? That's what I want to know.
Well, I think for me, it was obvious that you were the glue. You were such a good talker, and I could see even how you worked Bryce and your amazing acting skills was terrifying. There were sometimes I was like, is he acting with me? Like, oh my gosh. But how threatening you were is what made me know that I had to take you out.
So what did you do to take me out? That's what I was just wondering, what you guys did to take me out individually.
I knew it coming into that 5. I was like, my best move is to not take Justin. But I also knew I need to keep Justin long enough because if he goes, he'd take me. So I thought it was best for me to keep you around, but once we hit 5, also I wanted you to stay to help beat Bryce at a challenge because I knew that that was my best chance as well. So that was mine, and I approached her and I said, dude, I think we gotta get rid of Jay at some point. And she was like, yeah, there's no way we beat Jay. So, and then I talked to these ladies. I think Katie had the same idea, and we kind of came together. But I do think that I realized that pretty early on because you're kind of. Yeah.
And if I can finish.
Yeah.
You were a threat, but I had made a final 2 with Maria early on.
She had a final 2 with both of us.
Yeah, I figured.
And me.
Well, I didn't know that, but I had a final 2 with Maria, and I also had a final 2 with Katie. And
She
so
had one with me too.
No, wait, hold up. You had a final. Who had a final 2 in here? Huh? Well, we talked last night. Courtney. Yeah.
No, Maria.
Courtney or Maria?
No, Maria.
Courtney.
Courtney.
Oh, Courtney.
Courtney. Okay.
So it's okay. You were making multiple final 2 deals with multiple people.
and
I had
that's
one
what
with you, and you. Yeah. Okay.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give myself options. And I knew that part of this game is lying and deceiving, and it sucks, and I hate if I hurt anybody, but it is a game, and I feel like each move I made, I did because I had to get to the end and to win. And so I did make multiple final 2s because I felt like I wanted to keep my options open in case something flipped that I didn't expect, that I had different avenues to.
And I think the difference for me was I made moves not because I thought I had to. I made moves because to take the best path to win. Again, I thought that Justin and I were tight and that he would take me. And so taking him out wasn't a move that I had to do because I thought that I would go with Justin. Taking the 2 teachers out, Katie and Hannah, wasn't a move that I had to do because I thought that I had a chance of going with both of those girls. I talked final 2 with both of those girls, and they had approached me with final 2s. So I didn't make moves because I felt like I was in danger, and I know you felt in danger a lot. She thought that she would be the 5th, and I just made moves that I thought was the smartest for my end game.
You just said you didn't make moves, but that was a move?
No, I didn't make moves because I felt like I had to. Like, I didn't make moves because I thought, if I don't do this, I'm out. I made moves because...
I made fine being carried along.
I think I was making the moves of who I was going to come to the end with. Because, no, what I'm saying is I don't think I had to make any of the moves that I made. I didn't feel at danger of going home. I made the moves because I wanted to be able to win. And so, again, I didn't vote Justin out because I thought that he was going to vote me out. I voted Justin out because I didn't think I could beat him.
I have a question, Maria.
Yeah.
I love you, and I just want to ask you, why do you think that almost all of us wanted to sit next to you in the end?
No, I know. And I think that was because I played an under-the-radar game at the beginning. For sure. I think I wasn't wheeling and dealing. And to tell you the truth, I got nervous sometimes with all your wheeling and dealing because I thought I was going to put a target on my back because we came into the tribes together. But I didn't want people to come out. Everyone knew that I was such a big Survivor fan. They could tell by how I talked. And I didn't want people to think that that was a threat, that I was going to be so strategic when I came in. So I didn't want the target of being too strategic.
So are you saying you made a conscious decision to play an under-the-radar game and not
Yes.
you just
Oh,
were
yeah.
under the radar?
Yes,
Because I think
yes.
that's a difference.
Yeah.
Like there's players in Survivor that make the decision to play that way
Yes.
versus just being
Yes,
under the radar.
and I knew coming in here I was going to be super average physically. I thought I'd be okay with the puzzles, and so I knew I wouldn't be a threat to come off the bat, and that was my plan. And going into the merge, I knew that was the best. I knew that might be hard to get to the merge that way, but that was my plan once I'm in the merge to get me further.
I want to ask and say that the fact that you two are sitting there is like an awful, crazy surprise to me, because I completely did not think that you two would be there. I thought it would be Hannah and Katie. And I feel like other people thought the same thing, that you were on the bottom and that you had no chance. And how do you both feel knowing that we thought that you would not go very far past these three?
I was kind of happy about that, because when you guys started calling Hannah out, I was shocked. I had no idea that you guys thought that Hannah was, and not that I don't think she wasn't playing a great game or anything, but I was always under the impression that, not to keep bringing him up, but I thought Justin and I were making the decision. So when you guys said that, I was shocked that you guys, and I thought that was fantastic that you guys thought that. Then when you guys were saying all girls, all girls, all girls, again, I was like, it's not right. That's not what...
Well, that's what Hannah said.
So that's why I was like going through my mind, like, that's not right, that's not right. And I kind of was going to keep my mouth shut about it because I didn't want anyone to find their way in, find the break.
Justin, when they're both saying that they had an alliance with you, when you three talked, who did the approaching?
I always did. I mostly did the approaching to both of them.
Okay.
And I was.
And who did you go to first most of the time?
It was. I worked with both. I wanted them both to feel comfortable with me, and I just worked with both of them. I really was going for. I thought my only chance to get to the final three was with these two, because we were original red, and I kept going from that from day one. So it was very even. Very even.
And to play on your point as well, when you guys were all making final two deals with me, I was consciously aware that that's probably not good, that they all think that they can beat me. And I was very conscious of that, and I was trying to make sure that I was using the social game to get ahead in that case. Talking to people and making sure that they realized that, yes, I had a partner throughout a lot of this, but it wasn't just one mind. I was definitely there. I had to talk down a lot of people because of Justin's talking all the time, and I had to talk people down, particularly this one. But so I was aware of that as well.
But how did you go about changing that perception? You say you realized it, but I still don't think that you and maybe this was past us, and maybe I just don't know what happened afterwards, but I feel like you were wonderful to talk to. I had a great time speaking with you. I really made that connection. But I don't think a lot of us, because like I said before, us four really didn't know you, either one of you coming in. So this is kind of both of you, I guess, but when you're talking about what you did to change that perception, how did you do it? Not just, I was aware of it and so I just kept going, but what did you put into place? Obviously you're not going to stand up and say, guys, I'm really the one calling the shots. That would be dumb. But you're saying you did these little social things, but not with me, because the last conversation I had with you, I asked you, do I have a shot? What can I do here? Are you for sure voting Hannah? And you said, you started with, well, I mean objectively, and I said, no, not objectively. Give me a straight answer. And you said, well, I mean, and I said, no, not I mean, give me a straight answer. So
would you have preferred me to lie to you?
Yes.
To your face?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would have preferred that you would have just said, yes, we're just voting Hannah. And I know that you kind of did that, but you went around many ways to get there. And I feel like that's what a lot of people felt, which is just this.
Well, we were also so afraid of your idol at that point, and I knew I had to tread carefully. We thought that you had an idol.
Sure.
And so I didn't want to step on myself saying the wrong thing.
Right. But what you did, if I had an idol, was I would have played it because of you, is what I'm saying. Okay. So I don't know if that's how you reacted with everybody else as well, but I think that's why it was one of those things where we go, she's not playing. That's how I felt, is I go, she's just following. I thought you were following
Then I think
Courtney.
I learned from my mistake because I got Justin to not play his.
Sure. But I went to Courtney all the time because Courtney was the one who, when I looked at her and I talked with her, I felt like she was really at least being honest with me. Or if she was lying, she was doing a good job at it. But so when I went to her, I would talk to her and say, okay, I just talked to Maria. She told me this. I don't believe her. What is there really going on? And I feel like that's a perception.
Well, the other reason Courtney was talking to you so much is because she felt at the bottom.
Sure.
She was getting super paranoid, and that's your vote out was super pivotal because Justin and Courtney were both crazy, and it might have been.
Can I wait? Is this? I want to know is this how you two work together, where Maria has all the talking and you just sit and listen? Or do you have
No,
do you have
it's the
something to
opposite.
say?
Not at all.
No, I feel
Because
like
right now she's answering all the
Because
questions.
everybody's
and you're-
asking her this question.
Yeah, but
well, part of it. Yeah, I feel like the questions have been directed, so I haven't had a super.
Shut her up.
But if I can respond to a few things, I feel like you mentioned that you thought we were at the bottom and they were at the top. I wanted to play that up because I knew that if you guys thought I was on the bottom, you were gonna come to me with deals and want to work with me, and I wanted to get as much information as I could so that if I ever felt uneasy, that I had an avenue. So I wanted to make sure that Rachel knew that I thought I was on the bottom, and I wanted to work with her to get information to figure out if I have an avenue, if something with my other goes wrong. I mean, yellow was my first. I mean, they were who I trusted, but I wanted to keep those avenues open. And as much as I hated to lie to you guys, I felt like that's what I needed to do. I needed to look Bryce in the eye and say, dude, this is, I'm with you. We will vote this way, to gain his confidence. And if it wasn't the best move, then I go with yellow. If something seemed fishy with yellow, then I have that avenue. So I feel like I played that up so that I could open doors with each of you.
and to me that seems more strategic to us, because now you're actually playing strategy with us instead of with your team. I mean, this is a given, but this right here was unknown.
Yeah.
But you're still playing strategy, and you're still needing our votes and not just them. So,
But all of those, my strategy, all of these people were tight with me. And so for me to even like throw out a name puts a target on my back. But I felt so tight with all of these people, these 5 in the yellow shirts, that if I even was talking too much to any of you.
I do want to say, I was in the tribe with you guys for like 30 minutes. I talked to Courtney, and I felt like we had a genuine conversation. You didn't talk to me at all. So I don't know what any of you want to make of that, but I just want you to know.
Can I say something?
Just a minute. I just want you to know that I did talk to Courtney for, like, whether it was a long time or little, she did come to me and have that door be open.
No, and I do.
Yeah. I'd love to jump in and say
Get in there.
that you guys are great. Courtney is a mom, and she is a wife of an American hero, one of our armed forces, a husband in the Army who's away, and she's got a family, and Maria is a teacher. She's got students that she loves and kids that she coaches. And I want you to have a chance to say, what would they be proud of what you did in this game?
I think they would be so proud of me for, one, I have not been camping since I was like 7. I do not do outdoors and tents. And that first night in that freezing rain, I didn't have a blanket. I was laying on the one blanket I had, and I was soaked and shivering. And I didn't think that I could tough it out, and I did. And I think they would be so proud of the fact that I took myself out of my element and I gave it my all. I didn't want to leave this game not taking risks. And I knew that talking with each of you on red was a risk because of how yellow would perceive that. And I wanted to give this game my all, and I feel like I did. And I know that, my family is proud of me for that. So.
With my students, my main objective, some of them come in so low educationally, and my whole thing is try. Don't give up. Because they just stop problems. They don't even attempt it. And so my whole thing was attempt it. And I told some of you, we play a Survivor game in my classroom. So I'm obsessed apparently. And they're always like, when are you gonna go, Miss Clark? When are you gonna go? Come on, when are you gonna go? And so I think showing them this was my avenue to try helps them to try.
You guys did an amazing job, and I think we're emotional because we all connected so much, and it was genuine even though we were lying to each other and playing each other and all having side deals with each other, but that's why we stayed so strong, because we were bonded in this game, and you guys did a really good job, and you should be proud of yourselves.
Jury, you have everything you need? All right. You're voting for a winner. This is the one time you want to see your name written down. Katie, you're first. Start the vote.
Girl, I just really appreciated that you played a strategy that I felt was very similar. Love you, girl. Good luck.
You said that you came out here to try, and that's exactly what I did. I came out here to just try and see what would happen, and look how far you got. You didn't need to make huge moves because you had a good thing going, and you kept it going. So great job.
Oh my God. I love you both. I was definitely trying to go to the end with you. Even though you guys screwed me over, I'm proud of you and loved playing this entire game with you.
Much better.
Congratulations, and I hope that you win. Better up here.
It's alright.
Yeah, alright. That doesn't even look right. I'm sorry I misspelled your name, because I guarantee it's not right. But I only had 30 minutes with you, so I didn't get to look at your water bottle very well. I think you answered these questions more straightforward than Maria did. I felt like she was kind of giving us the runaround, and I really admired that you kept all the doors open. It was really similar to my game. It just, I didn't have the numbers, and you did, so congratulations.
I'll go get the votes. Before I get to the votes, just a big thank you to the cast this season. They had to endure some horrible conditions, and they really brought us a great game. I'll read the votes. First vote, Courtney. Woo. Courtney. 2 votes, Courtney. Maria. Courtney. 3 votes Courtney, 1 vote Maria. Winner of Survival Challenge 2018, Courtney.
Good job, both of you. And congratulations, Courtney.
Congratulations.